Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. Hope you guys are ready for your Tex Grebner Outdoors Saturday morning cartoon awesomeness, because by God, Wile E. Coyote's my spirit animal. Now it was a long, hard year last year and tougher times are probably ahead, but at least right now everything is beautiful and verdant, which means green by the way. But everything is beautiful and green and nature doesn't really care, which is kind of comforting in a way. But I hope you guys are going to enjoy this week's episode because we're down on the Illinois River backwaters, basically walking the drainage ditches for the river and doing some spearing, doing some bow fishing. And I admit, we came out of archery season with the whitetail curse still intact. It was a long, hard calving season, then it was planting season. Finally, everything is beautiful and green yet again. And so here we are in bow fishing season. I'm pretty excited about this episode because I love adventure, but being an adult, I don't get to do adventures nearly as much as I used to. Now, if you guys are in the market for some bow fishing equipment, check out my friends over at Three Rivers Archery, because with the new code of Tex Grebner in your checkout, on orders over $99, you get free shipping. So if you're interested in getting into bow fishing and don't want to make your own gear at home, you can use that code, because bow fishing equipment, while it's affordable, your whole kit's probably going to cost over $100 anyway. Now, if you're in the market for some high-end hunting ammunition between 505 Gibbs and 30-06, which is a pretty broad spectrum, check out my friends over at Aria Ballistic Engineering for some high-end hunting ammunition, because they're in stock and shipping round the clock. I know ammo is really hard to come by now, so if you're in the market, check them out. Also, Three Rivers Archery now carries in stock the Ethics Archery insert-outsert system. But if you want a 10% discount at Ethics Archery, use the code of TGO10 in your checkout at Ethics Archery. The thing that you always hear about bow fishing is that you need to aim below where you think the fish is, because you're dealing with reflection and refraction. That works great when you're shooting off the bow of a boat, especially because you're going to have to compensate for the boat's speed as you come over top of the fish and they come into view. However, when you are bank stalking like I do, because I don't own a boat, you basically have to aim directly at the fish, which isn't going to be where it appears to be, and so it tends to be very instinctive, intuitive shooting, because bow fishing arrows are very heavy and bow fishing arrows will drop. So that way you pretty much just want to aim directly at the fish or shoot at the fish and trust to your luck. Now, I prefer a bottle style reel like this from AMS. However, Muzzy now makes a bottle style reel. You can make at home drum style bow fishing reels that you tape to the front of your bow. But the thing is, by the time that you buy a bow fishing arrow and the line, you might as well have just bought the entire bow fishing kit, as well as this here, which is an adapter that has the AMO holes that you can screw a bottle reel to or strap to your lower limb and actually screw in a cheaper drum style reel. This is very useful if you're dealing with a garage sale vintage recurve like an old Grizzly or a Ben Pearson. They work great, they're very secure, and I honestly prefer using an adapter when it comes to using a bow fishing reel rather than screwing directly into the AMO holes in the bow. So I prefer this kind of setup, but you can make your own gear at home. But I will repeat, Three Rivers has some very efficient and affordable options for getting into bow fishing, and these are my favorite combinations. Of course, here I have the end of a cold steel Samburu spear that I turned down to put on a garpoon onto. And because I am hopeful to actually be able to get on a spear hunt for pigs again at some point in the future, I figured that I'd probably better tune up on trying to spear some fish. Spearfishing from the bank is far more difficult than bow fishing from the bank because it is a muscle-powered missile and you have all the problems of accurately throwing a spear and all the problems of dealing with reflection and refraction. So I hope that you guys are going to enjoy this week's adventure here on Tex Grebner Outdoors. Funny thing about bow fishing is that you can miss shots that seem like they should be super easy and make shots that seem like they're super amazing. Now, of course, because you're fighting reflection and refraction, and you're also dealing in many cases with murky water, it's entirely possible to put your spear or your arrow into a submerged log thinking that it was a big old buffalo sucker. Gar are really hard to hit, either with a spear or with a bow. Carp are comparatively easier. One thing that you want to keep in mind if you're going to be bank stalking is the fact that you want the sun to be directly overhead. So basically 10 in the morning till about 3, 4 in the afternoon. That way you get good light through the water so that you get good visibility. But I love bow fishing in spite of its challenges. I'd say it was a pretty successful bow fishing adventure. I'm pretty proud of my big gar with the spear. Gonna have a hell of a time getting these things cleaned with a hacksaw and a tin snips and a vice grip, but gar is about my favorite freshwater fish to eat. Funny story, as I was getting ready to tape the closing of this video, here came a gar a-swimming, so I've got another one in the bag. Now gar are very good to eat. They are very difficult to clean. You basically have to nail their head to a board, cut them down across the back with a hacksaw, and then clip a strip off the back and off the belly with a tin snips. Be careful of the eggs, they are toxic, but the fillets are boneless and delicious. As always, God bless all my sports of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. Please check out my friends over at threeriversarchery.com. Thank you very much to those of you involved in law enforcement, you good cops out there, and those of you serving in the military ready to die for freedom anywhere. And thanks for watching Tex Grebner Outdoors.